what an edition we've got today. Start off with this, of course, banking on it. When was RBS bailed out? What stake does the government own, and why are they selling their shares? RBS was bailed out along with many other high street banks in 2008 due to the financial crisis which was engineered by the banks. The government has said it plans to sell a 7.7% stake in Royal Bank of Scotland, equivalent to 925 million shares. The sale is expected to raise 2.6 billion. Here's the details. The government is selling part of its... Why do you think they're selling? Because they know the crash is imminent. China is committing ethnic cleansing in Xinjiang. It's time for the world to stand up. Beijing needs to be held to account. On Tuesday, a UN meeting provides other nations with that chance. Governments have been slow to react to the human rights disaster in China's Xinjiang region. Now is the time to act on China's human rights abuses. China's efforts to destroy the ethnic Uyghur identity through mass sterilisation, murder, whichever. No difference to what's going on in this country. The only difference is in this country they're getting the people, the men, women, children thrown onto the streets and left to freeze to death. We're as bad as China, easily. Arizona Attorney General demands Health Impact News take down story of medical kidnapping in violation of First Amendment. Child Protective Services and the State Attorney General Office do not want the public to know about the medical kidnapping of the Messenger family's 2 infant sons and have demanded the Health Impact News coverage of the story be taken down. Read the story we will not take down here. In October 2018, we brought you the story of a young couple's situation in Arizona where both of their infant sons were removed from their family by the Department of Child Safety, Arizona version of CPS, Child Protection Services. It's more corruption. It's not just the UK, it's America, it's everywhere. Everywhere in the Western world, and it would seem China as well. Because this cabal of world controllers, and that's what it is, every country has a puppet in control and they're all working to the same agenda, and that's why they've got away with it, because the lie is so big the public will refuse to see it usually. But now is the time of the Great Awakening. The veil is being lifted. We're starting to see what's been going on, and it's time for action now. Keith Vaz investigation suspended for medical reasons. Inquiry into allegations about private life of Labour MP halted by Common Standard watchdog. In other words, they're covering up another dirty, scummy paedophile. Because if it was you or I, it doesn't matter if you're on your deathbed, you get in that court and you face your punishment. Vaz was accused of a conflict of interest by using male escorts while chairing an inquiry into vice laws. An investigation into whether the senior MP, Keith Vaz, broke parliamentary rules by paying male escorts has been suspended because of medical reasons. Oh, there's a Leicester MP, the similar thing happened. Do you remember Greville Janner? Oh, he's too ill. He's too ill. The former chair of the Home Affairs Select Committee has been at the centre of a long-running inquiry by the Parliamentary Commission for Standards. After a sting by a Sunday newspaper, the Labour MP for Leicester East was accused of a conflict of interest by using escorts while chairing an inquiry into vice laws. They're protecting the dirty, scummy bastards. What more do you need? They did it with Janner, they're doing it with Vaz. Live updates as huge fire ripped through Nottingham's cattle market. A large fire has taken hold of at the Nottingham cattle market. The bizarre Meadow Lane near the Notts County football ground. What? Bizarre. Oh, the blaze off Meadow Lane near the Notts County football ground was reported to Nottinghamshire Live at 6 PM on Sunday. It is currently unknown how the fire started. Our reporter is at the scene and will bring us more. Right. What I wouldn't be surprised to find out here was that it was deliberately set alight by someone that knows Nottingham criminal cartel, who've been trying to take that particular area for years and years now and redevelop it. Burn it down. Well, you don't have to demolish it then. Just knock the walls down. You've done it. Corruption, I suspect. Nottingham criminal cartel, I suspect. Former British soldier sentenced to jail for fighting against IS begs government for help. A former soldier sentenced to jail in Turkey after fighting the Islamic State terror group has said he is begging the UK government to intervene. Joe Robinson, 25, was sentenced to 7.5 years imprisonment after being accused of fighting alongside the People's Protection Unit of Syrian Kurdistan YPG, which the Turk state considers a terrorist organisation. The YPG is not banned in the UK, and Robinson from Accrington, Lancashire, said he only spent a month with them in Syria while providing medical support to civilians. Robinson, on bail in Kusadazi, awaiting an appeal, called on Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt to act urgently. Right. The British government will do absolutely nothing because they fund IS, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, whatever bullshit name they come up with. It's funded by the West, so don't expect any help from them. Vice News. Prominent Conservative accuses Liberals of sending the bombs to themselves. So far, almost nothing is known about the person behind the 6 explosive devices sent to high-ranking officials in the space of 48 hours. But the fact that all 6 recipients of the devices are associated with the Democratic Party, that's a joke in itself, and frequent targets of right-wing conspiracies, meant that it didn't take long for the internet to assign the suspect a nickname, MAGA Bomber. They did send them to themselves. It's obvious. It's so obvious. Star. Yardy tears for Vichy. Oh, Vardy tears for Vichy. 5 storms by Christmas. Oh, piss off. Rip off poppies flood Britain. Con men fleece our war heroes. Corrie Exodus fears. Yeah. Oh, someone's going to leave Coronation Street. Oh, who gives a shit? Metro. Havana blast at the MTV Awards. X Factor voting nightmare for Cowell. Shame. Why Aaron Banks says he'd now vote Remain. Oh, what a shock. Leicester star fly to Thai owner's funeral. 4th fatal knife attack in 5 days. Latest killing leaves dad of another young victim in despair. Why you've got that Satanist as the mayor of London, he ain't going to stop. Never. The Telegraph. RAB demands right to limit Irish backstop to 3 months. Forces open door to foreigners who have never lived in Britain. Make motorists prepay for petrol to stop drive off wasting our time, say police chief. It's dictatorship. Plain and simple. Prince to acknowledge past slavery atrocities caused by him. Could infusions of young blood be the fountain of youth? Don't know. Why don't you ask the royals who drink blood all the time of young children after they've murdered them and abused them and raped them? Ban bounty castles, says senior Tory MP. How about ban Tories? That'd be far more liked by the public. White director won ethnic minority grant. It's in your face. German train firm in northern crisis talks. Mirror. Susanna and her new man. That's her that interviewed the Hampstead paedophile. She's one herself. TV Greg 54 and wife 32 having a baby. Exclusive Mirror poll. Will pay more to care for the elderly. Worried Brits would fork out extra in tax to ensure old are looked after properly. Was you asked? No, me neither. It's one of them polls again. They make up them pesky polls. They come over here, take all our jobs. Bullshit. Express. Number 10 shoots down shock claims May is stitching up secret EU deal. So May is shooting down the fact that she's stitching up a secret EU deal. Well, what do you expect? Millions forced to stop work by arthritis. Victory for hunger strike hero. Old soldier wins mental health care battle. TV Susanna's date at the football with her new love. And of course she is a paedophile. She works for the BBC. She introduced one of the father, the satanic evil father of the two abuse victims at Hampstead. And she made it look like he was a good guy. The actor Ricky Dearman, also known as you can fill in the rest. The Guardian. Who would kill a lion inside the mind of a trophy hunter? Well, it's quite simple. Just look at any of the royals. They're all at it. MPs, yeah. TV stars, yeah, they love it. They love chasing little foxes around with a pack of dogs and ripping them to pieces. We're run by satanic, Luciferian, paedophilic scum. Chance of May striking Brexit deal is 50-50, say EU officials. Ooh, so it's 50-50. But it was never going to happen now. It's almost like they've been playing a game, acting it out for us when they've known where we're going all along. Oh no, in actual fact, that's exactly what's happening. Air pollution in early life increases obesity risk. No Russian cash in 8 million donations, says Banks. Torches at the Tower. Yeah, we all want to be there with torches at the Tower. And you know what to do with the royals and the MPs. Daily Fail. Ablaze with 10,000 torches, haunting tribute that says we will remember. In other words, these dumbasses think we give a shit about the men, women that we scammed into going and fighting our wars for us, because all wars are bankers' wars. Don't worry about that. You know that's a fact, because they make money out of wars. That's why they're trying to cause World War III. And then we put this shit out, and the dumbasses think we're actually feeling, oh, remember the fallen. While behind the scenes they're going, we've fooled them dumbasses again. Oh dear, it'd be funny if it wasn't so disgusting. Speaking of disgusting, the scum. Spice Girls back for more. Shit. Court papers revealed. Cop makes $350,000 from Maddie. Well, it's nice to see that someone else is making money off the death caused by appearance rather than just appearance. But I think the public is starting to get more aware that they were heavily involved and almost certainly killed her. Maybe by accident, maybe they got carried away in the satanic raping of her. But either way, I think the public aren't going to be giving any more money to them. And if they are, that just shows you how dumb they are. Boris, Brexit deal stinks. Yep. But cash-in offer, cover-up smears. So they're having a go because the cop must be saying, the parents did it. It was quite clear, all the evidence points to the parents. That's two cops now, a cop in Portugal, a cop in UK, saying the parents did it. and they're still walking around free. Why? Because paedophiles are protected by the police, by the government, because the tops of the police and the government are also paedophiles. When David met David Attenborough on why wild animals should be left to die. Health drive to boost life expectancy by 5 years. Well, considering the UN Agenda 21 and Agenda 30 and the plan to depopulate the planet, I'm guessing that's fake news. Minister pledges to increase healthy lifespan by 2035, focusing on prevention and use of technology. Public urge to take responsibility by exercising more and cutting back on alcohol, unhealthy food and smoking. Friendship groups and cookery classes to tackle loneliness. This is major targets on cancer diagnosis and halving childhood obesity by 2030 to be reiterated despite concern about funding cuts. Yeah, we're cutting all the food for the poor, but you know, they've got to eat healthier. I know they've got no money, but it's not my fault. Just because I voted to cut the money for the poor, you know, they've got to sort something out. Ross on the warts and all film that nearly broke them. I think they've been broke for a long time. Leave EU donor Aaron Banks. I regret Brexit. We would be better off to remain. It's all smoke and mirrors. That's what it's been about all along. Why grudges are good for you. Okay. Sir Jeremy Haywood. Sir, so he's probably a pedo. A true public servant. Yeah. Right. Simon Calder, the end of Club 1830. The Times. Young Muslims are looking for love. Ask the dating guru. Right. Fickle dinners blamed as record number of restaurants go bust. The picture of the fake news. Firms cash in on care crisis. NHS is charged millions for substandard mental health services. Well, I have been saying this for a long time, but it's those at the top of the NHS that are robbing the country blind. Sailors rescued. 9 British sailors. It's continued on page 7 of them. May in Brexit dash. Gunman's British link. Verdict on Trump. Blow for Hammond. Farrell's green light. Well, as usual, a crock of bullshit, propaganda, lies and deceit in the papers. But what do you expect? We're used to it now. We know it's all going to be bullshit. And thankfully, I know that you lot aren't wasting a penny on these shit rags that aren't even fit to wipe your arse with. Because you get print on your bum. Dennis Healy. World events do not occur by accident. They are made to happen, whether it is to do with national issues or commerce, and most of them are staged and managed by those who hold the purse strings.